Yeah. I have put it there on YouTube पे मैंने डाल दिया. You could have directly seen वो buffer करके है. Anyways, that is not जो concept से वो mostly जानते होगे. Okay. You could have seen on the YouTube as well. ठीक है, देख लेना उसे. No need to worry. We are not having any more classes this week. Okay, so बताओ सौरभ और अनंत, what will be the answer? Yes. Anyone else? So x is 3 here. See, x is 3 or Saurabh believes x is 6 आएगा and y 7. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Kirtana, what do you think? अच्छा, प्रशांत को भी 6 7 लग रहा है. पलक
मुझे भी
6 7 because
हाँ,
others are also telling.
मैं पहले भी बोलती हूँ, ठीक है ना सर?
Okay. ठीक है, चलो, सब पलक को भी लग रहा है 6 7. Okay. Hello, so all of you seem to be this. इसको करके ही देख लेते हैं. अच्छा, करेक्ट. जस्ट अ मिनट. ये सबसे सही बात बोला है एक्चुअली. ठीक है. हाँ, ठीक है अनंत, अब चलो देखते हैं. सो नाउ प्रशांत बिलीव 6 8. अच्छा, इक्वल्स टू क्या डाला था x का वैल्यू हमने 3 और y इक्वल्स टू 4. Then we wrote x comma y equals to x plus 4 comma x plus 5. Okay. Then print x and print y. Okay, so yes, Prashant is correct. 6 और 8 आएगा आंसर. Not sure about 7. ठीक है, देखो how it works. In the first line, you created x equals to 3 will result in a memory block in the memory or the RAM of the computer being reserved uh, for a value integer value 3 and is labeled or identified by x. Then you have next line y is equals to 4. Similar activity hoga. So that y a box will be or a memory space will be labeled. Okay, and that will contain the value of 4. Then you will have what if we take only x comma y. अच्छा वो भी देखते हैं किट में, पहले ये देखो. Okay, so then you have x comma y comma y is equals to, you have written x plus 3 comma x plus 4 comma x plus 5. Now what we will done, as we know that right side of the equal to or the expression is solved first, so what we will do here, first, and the right side of the equal to, wherever you are having x, you will replace with the value of x. From the memory, the value will be fetched. Okay, and from the memory the value will be fetched. तो यहाँ पे x जहाँ जहाँ x का value है, for all such x, you will refer to the memory location identified by x and put the values. So it will be 3 plus 3, 3 plus 4, and then, sorry, 3 plus 4, then 3 plus 5. This will result in 6, 7, and 8. Now you have x comma y is equals to 6, 7, and 8. Okay, फिर क्या होगा? Now remember, when you write a comma b is equals to 1 comma 2, this thing is equivalent to a is equals to 1 and b is equals to 2. So similarly, this thing will be equivalent to, जब single values के form में आ गया, when you have reduced the expressions on the right side to single values, then one by one you can write x equals to 6, y is equals to 7, and y is equals to 8. As we know, the latest value will reflect in the variable with that identifier. So here we will have x as 6 and latest value of y as 8. Yeah. Now coming to the question, ये वाला समझ में आया? Then we will go कि वो error आएगा या क्या आएगा. कि how we got the value of x as 6 and value of y as 8. देखो बीच में at one time x got the value of 7, but later on in the very next statement it was changed to 8. So y will be 8. Okay. Priyanka, not related to anything we covered yesterday. It's a new thing separately.
सर आपने पहले y नहीं लिखा था ना, वो दोनों y?
हाँ पहले नहीं लिखा था वो, फिर अनंत पॉइंटेड इट आउट, देन आई रोट.
तभी 7 बोला हमने आंसर.
अच्छा नहीं तो फिर मैंने कहाँ बोला कि तुमने गलत बोला? आई अंडरस्टूड कि वो आई ओवरलुक्ड इट. आई शुड हैव रिटन वाई देयर. ओके. नाउ इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? बताओ मुझे. प्रियंका, क्लियर है? shall we proceed? Others also. Abhishek is there? Okay. Now see, अब let's say कीर्तना थोड़ा सिंपल केस देखते हैं. a comma b is equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3. क्या होगा? Too many values to unpack. मतलब ये पैकिंग अनपैकिंग वाला अगर कंसेप्ट याद होगा तो उसमें क्या है कि ए का वन जो है ए में जाएगा, 2 बी में जाएगा, पर 3 कहाँ जाएगा? वेयर विल 3 गो? A will be assigned 1, B will be assigned 2, but C3 will be assigned to what? Okay, so identifiers or memory locations are less than the values that you are providing. Okay, so expected 2 and you gave 3. Correct? Okay. Right. Now we are going to, so इस तरह के क्वेश्चन हैंडल हो जाएंगे. So what is that methodology to solve this type of problem is, first you write the expression wherein your packing unpacking type of form is written, and then on the right side of the equal to replace all the values. अगर बीच में मान लो यहाँ पे y होता, ठीक है, ये दोनों जगह y होता, तो क्या करते? y का वैल्यू यहाँ पे रिप्लेस कर देते, एंड देन you could have got the single value and then single value say write one after the other, and the latest value of every identifier will be the result. ठीक है, or the value contained in those variables. ठीक है, the right side of the equal to expression में replace everywhere where which whatever value is mentioned before that statement. ठीक है, and then solve it to a single value and then expand it one by one in turn. पहले x आया, फिर x, then y, then y, again y with their respective values, and then you will come to know the latest value will occupy or will be existing. A, B, C देख लेते हैं. When we have computer in front of it, why to guess? Comma B, C is equals to 1, 2. Okay. अब देखो, इसका उल्टा बोल रहा है. पहले तो तुमने जरूरत से ज्यादा दे दिया. ठीक है, that means you gave you had 2 boxes and you gave 3 items to store, wherein capability of each box was to store 1 item. And now तुमने you have given 3 boxes but only 2 items, so it is complaining not enough not enough values. ठीक है. Okay, right. So now we'll move to a separate type of topic, a new topic, that is we have already seen flow, this relational and logical operators, less than, greater than, and or and not, ये सब कल देखा है. X equals to x plus 3, y is equals to x plus 5. If we write separate expressions, yeah, then it will come different. Yes, Saurabh. If you write in separate lines, then packing unpacking won't happen. तब तो फिर latest value नया x में new statement x will take different values. Then you are correct. So after having seen less than, greater than operators, that is relational, and then and, or, and not, we will come to a new type of topic, that is flow control statements. Flow control statements में कौन से आते हैं? If else, elif, elif else, ये अलग अलग फॉर्म है. ठीक है, and then rather I should not write this way, that's not looking correct. मैं ऐसे लिख देता हूँ, if else, if elif else. There are 3 versions of this. Okay, then you have for, then you have while, and this you have, next you have break continue, then we have pass. ठीक है, all are considered to be flow control statements. So this is first type, second, third, fourth, and fifth. ठीक है. Just a minute. अरे ये तो उसी का सब पार्ट हो जाएगा ना प्रशांत. नेस्टेड लूप्स विल बी, व्हाट इज नेस्टिंग? Not only nested loops, if can be also nested. So if any same structure, same flow control falls another inside its own type, then it will be nesting of that flow control statement. So you can write it as separate topic, like लिख देते हैं, but it won't come as a different type. वो इन्हीं existing से form होता है. Okay. So existing the existing mainly three are used to form that structure. And nesting means coming within itself. If within if is known as nested if, for within for is known as nested for, while within while is known as nested while. So nested structures using one and three. ठीक है? So we'll start with if flow control statements. ठीक है? So how many types of if flow control statements are there? Three. Purely if else, and if elif else. When to use which form, वो भी हम लोग देखेंगे. Okay, just if if statements are used और इसको ब्रैकेट में हम लोग लिख सकते हैं conditional statements. ठीक है? So it checks on the basis of conditions. Okay, so therefore they are known as conditional statements. Used, if is used when okay, सबसे पहले एक चीज देखते हैं before we move on to this. उससे पहले पर्पस देख लेते हैं why if needed. इसको we'll move it to the next page. Just a minute. This is a okay. Hmm. But before that, in the previous page, we will see why if is needed. Why condition if conditional statement is needed. Conditional statements. Iterative or repetitive statements. Why conditional statements required. देखो इसका रीजन इसमें है. So far we have seen programs which have input or inputs, and some processing is done on those inputs. Then some processing is done on those inputs, some processing or operation. Yes. And arrive at a fixed, or we can say only possible solution. Fixed or only possible solution. Okay. However, this approach of solving programs by following steps in sequence, steps in sequence will fail if if there are more than one output or solution possible. मतलब क्या? If I give you two numbers and tell you to display the sum, okay? So if I tell you, let's say कि दो number है, just a minute. हाँ, give you two numbers, a equals to 1, b equals to 2, and then print the sum of a and b. So then there is a fixed approach. And then there is no doubt. There is only going to be addition of the two numbers, and that will be the result. But if I tell you the user will provide you two numbers, and then you will have to print the biggest number. Can you do it using the fixed approach one by one without using conditional structure? No. So when there are more than one possible outcomes, okay, when there is only when there is no ambiguity, there is only one a set of inputs and one out possible output is there, then fine, you can do it sequence wise. One by one, you will take the input and do some operations and arrive at a result. But whenever you have been given input, and based on the input you are not sure, in the program it will be decided what outcome will come out of the many possible outputs. ठीक है? In such a case, this sequential fashion of program execution will fail. So therefore, you will require certain different types of statements which will allow you to make decisions inside the program based on the inputs. So if you need to make decision on inside the program based on the inputs, flow control statement or condition checking or conditional statements become must. Okay, so they are required for making decisions and during the execution of the program. Execution of the program 2, during the execution of the program, based on input or inputs provided to arrive at a solution out of many possible solutions. Okay, so what will this mean? Let's say if you have to decide uh, based on the two numbers provided by the user, which one is greater? Is there a fixed, can you say beforehand in the program which number will be greater, first one or the second one? No, it has to be decided during the course of the program or during the execution of the program. So during the execution, you will compare the two statements using conditional statements or comparative statements, and then you will arrive at one solution. Okay, A is greater or B is greater based on many possible solutions. Here, how many possible solutions are there? Two. A can be greater or B can be greater. अगर मान लेते हो equality भी ले लेते हो तो there are three possible solutions. A is greater, B is greater, both are equal. So out of the three possible solutions or the two possible solutions, whatever you are considering, you have to arrive at one possible solution, and that has to be decided during the execution of the program. And that decision will be done by what? So that decision will be done by this type of flow control statement, that is conditional statements are capable of making such decisions or comparisons to arrive at one possible solution out of the many possible solutions. Therefore, it is required in the program in such cases. In such cases, sequential working or fashion will not be sufficient to decide where there are many possible outcomes, out of which one solution you have to focus on or concentrate or display as output. Is it clear? Why do we need conditional statements? Okay. लगता है केवल प्रशांत को समझ में आया है. ओके, चलो, गुड. Okay. Palak and Anant, Priyanka.
हाँ सर.
Okay. Right. So now we are coming to we have understood what is the need of if control statements or if flow control statement rather. Why they are known as flow control? Because they control the flow of execution of the program. कब आगे जाना है, कब पीछे जाना है, कब jump करना है, when you have to take multiple decisions in which direction the flow should go of the program. तो not आगे पीछे का नहीं, that will be done by loop. Therefore the loops are known as flow control. This will decide flow in the sense, अगर flow chart याद है ना, this decision making symbol represents if statement. If yes, then flow should take this path. If no, then flow should take this path. Okay, program flow. So it controls the flow कि which side should the flow fall. और यहाँ पे हमने क्या लिया है? Input take two inputs, read A and B. Okay, and then you pass those numbers here and you ask here, is A greater than B? Question mark. If yes, output will be print A, not in the brackets because this is not a program. Print A, else output will be print B, and then finally your program will converge to final stop. So यहाँ देख रहे हो, this decision making represents if statements. ठीक है, in flow chart. So this if statement decides the flow, whether it should flow towards the if else part or if part, yes part or no part. So branching is decided by this. So it controls the flow of execution, whether it should go towards this side or that side. Therefore, they are known as flow control statements. It controls the program flow, which direction it should flow. Okay. So I'll mark it as rough area. Used when many possible outcomes और out of many के जगह लिखेंगे more than one possible outcomes, more than one possible outcome. Out of more than one possible outcome, we are interested in only one. Only one type of possibility and corresponding action. Okay. In this case, more than one outcome but interested in one type of but interested in two possibilities only, in the form of one and rest. देखते हैं ये क्या है. Okay. And corresponding actions. अरे तुम लोग क्लास के समय इधर उधर भी देखते रहते हो मैसेज, सौरभ. ओके. More than one possible outcome but interested in more than two possibilities, or say out two possibilities, scenarios, outcomes, uh, and corresponding actions. ठीक है. What do these statements mean? You all know subconsciously, but we'll explore it कि इसका मतलब क्या होता है in our next session. ठीक है. When is the IP period? आईपी पीरियड कब है?